A child asks so many questions. They look at the world with such innocence. What if I was to tell you that a child is only allowing that wisdom within themselves to open up through every one of those questions that they ask? If you are a child, don't stop asking questions because you are so perfect. In your innocence, you just want to know everything. Don't be in such a rush in growing up because the stage that you are living right now as a child, boy or girl, it is so perfect. You have the opportunity to be pure, love, peace, and be so curious about everything and ask the why of everything. I remember in my young years when I was wanting to have one Christmas to have a gift for Christmas. And the years kept going by, and I would not see that gift until I was 13 years of age. And then I realized that it was okay for me to not have had those gifts for Christmas or gifts for birthdays or any big meal or anything that the rich people did, because I have had it all. And now at my age, I still feel like a little girl. I feel that anything I want, I can have. And it doesn't have to be gifts, but it can be so much more. Being able to have that one person in front of you that you can say, I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Because people that are older than me, that's what they can represent. Do they have to be really my mom or my dad? No. I have learned that everybody around me and around you, we are all a family. And we should ask the question and say, am I going to allow them to be my family? And you, however many years you have, child, you are perfect because you can love. And that's all you want to feel in you. That urge to want to say, I love you to somebody. That urge to want to hug someone or give or share whatever you have in your hands. And one thing that I trained myself to do and I trained my children to do was to share gifts with strangers, with strange children. But guess what? I can say one secret. They're not really strangers. They are children like us. Let's say I am 50 plus years of age, but in me I feel like 5 years of age because I allow myself to be that age. I have a little girl in me that loves to be able to express to strangers and say, I love you with one smile, to open the door with a smile and be humble. And my eyes smile away, and it feels so good in my heart to be able to do little things that nobody expects. And that's a gift of love, a gift of love that you just give with love. And have people far away and send them a message, or when they send me a message, send them a bigger one. Let them know that they are loved, that I am thinking of them. Because guess what? That's the way that the world is gonna be beautiful, and it's gonna give you everything you ever want by being love, by being sweet, by feeling that peace and that beautiful feeling inside your heart when you give to somebody. You don't have to be the one to get all the time. When it comes to matters of the mind, thinking of doing something nice, matters of the heart, feeling something nice, and having the body act on it like you are a child and you forever gonna be a child. Be a loving child, but always remember to embrace yourself first and love yourself first. Because when you have that beautiful tank that's called heart inside your chest, full of love, then you can give so much love to others. And I hope every one of you are so lucky and have a mom and a dad to tell them how much you love them. Moms and dads love very much, and they are looking out for you at all times and loving you even when you are far and doing things and thinking of wanting to have certain things for you. But at the end of the day, as this beautiful day is, they love you. You are part of them. They wanted you so much and so desired that they couldn't wait for you to come. As a mother, when she holds a child in her tummy, and you are growing from a tiny little particle of sugar in that tummy, that's how you start. We couldn't wait to see that tummy grow, knowing that you were growing, that you were protected, and we were eating all these kind of yummy things so you would grow to be healthy, beautiful. But guess what? You are a lot more beautiful on the inside than the outside. Because on the inside, you can choose to be loved. How much can you love? As much as you want. Just like whenever you choose to just jump out of your bed and rush into the house looking for your mom and dad. And if they're still in bed, you want to jump in that bed with them. Just cuddle in there. It feels good, doesn't it? And you're just being loved. Not every children, not all children are able to do that. And all those children are part of our family. Because you see, there is one creator in heaven everywhere. that created all of us different for different reasons. And that creator loves us so much that agreed with us what we would come here to do. And along the way, we just got a little sidetracked. We took a little detour, we took a little road, and we kind of forgot what we were supposed to do. And I'm making this video for children and adults because we are all the same. We are all one child, boy or girl. And we should remember, and I am here to remind you that the more you love, the bigger you are. The more you forget about those little things that others do because they still are not remembering how amazing and how beautiful they are. We gotta remind them, and I am here to remind you that we are all a big family. And the more we love, the richer we are because to be rich, it's not having that thing that's called money that buys things. Yes, it buys things, it buys a lot of things, but it cannot buy love. It cannot buy that hug. It cannot buy the sun coming out. And if you were to allow your body to die, it would not be able to buy a body for you to live and be able to run in the grass and play in the sun with the water and feel the breeze. That is the true richness that every one of us children have. We can choose to enjoy everything and you don't have to buy it. Whereas I am here in this beautiful park surrounded with all this green trees, this white sand, birds singing around, squirrels playing in the branch. Water. We, we are rich. And in a few hours, the moon is going to be coming out. And the stars are going to be showing. You see that? You see that squirrel? Squirrels, they just play around. When I was little, I was trying to climb a cocoa, a chocolate tree. And I saw this baby squirrel. And I was hopping around from one tree to another. They were very close, one tree to another. And I wanted to catch that squirrel. And I kept running and hopping and jumping around between the branches out chasing that squirrel, that baby squirrel, and I could not catch it. But you see, I was having so much fun jumping around in those squirrels. I guess for a moment I could have thought I was like a squirrel, playing around with a squirrel. And then I used to go and jump on the trees and get all kinds of fruit that I wanted, like mangoes and oranges, and so many different kinds of fruit. And I would fill my tummy, and it was so delicious. It was so good. And then before I knew it, I had to rush home. I guess I could have complained at times about what I went through, but I choose to remember some of those beautiful days that I did have a lot of fun. I would sneak around and try and climb up those trees. One time I climbed up this orange tree. It had thorns. I got hurt a little bit. But as time went by, I healed. And now I can sit around here and feel the fresh air just touch my forehead and let me know that my thoughts are of a little girl that enjoys the simplest things that I have around. And I have to be honest with you. The main reason why I am making this video is to remind you that you can love as much as you want. But when you choose to love, you gotta let go. Those little things that other people do that are different than love. Sometimes people, when you show them love, when you choose to forget about the little things that they do that are not loving things, you are showing them that's okay, that they're not going to change you because you are a sweet, loving person. Little person, a child, boy or girl, and that we have to be the ones to change this world by saving it. Can you possibly imagine what would happen if all these trees were to be gone? Every tree was to be gone. If the sun was to not be anymore, if there was no wind and there was no water, what would you do? And it all begins with you saying, what do I have to do to save Earth? Because I want to be able to continue seeing the birds, that rooster croak in the morning, cock-a-doodle doo. It might be annoying for some people, but it's a beautiful animal. The chickens, the ducks, the pigs, the dogs, the horses, any animal that surrounds you, and I can assure you at least one bird, one butterfly comes by you every day, and at least one tree is in front of you. I love the flowers, especially the roses. I love every flower, and I'm always searching for which flower smells. And I want to take that deep breath and enjoy that smell. So, in me being perfectly honest, I want you, every one of you that listen to this video, to always remember that child in you, boy or girl. We gotta love Earth So that way we can continue enjoying it, and the future children that are coming, so they can enjoy it and we can enjoy it with them, and that we can adopt everybody around us with love. Let's say maybe you choose not to do nothing for anybody, but you can choose to not do nothing that it's negative. In the moment that you may choose to do something that it's not positive, guess what happens? That beautiful treasure in you starts becoming smaller, because the treasure in you, it's love. It's a beautiful light with love that chooses to be peace, that chooses to be discovering how big and how rich you are with that love inside of you. When I was little, I had many dreams, and I can confess to you that I never dreamed that I would be able to do a video and be able to share it with the world, and that that video would be there and stay there forever for everybody to hear what I think. But I know that not everybody is ready to hear it at this moment. There are only some that are ready to hear this video, and those people that are hearing this video live chat are so important, because you guys are the first ones. You boys and girls are the first ones to start sharing this video about how much you love everybody. Because as you share this video, you're letting everybody know how much you think of them as part of you, and that you are so rich, and you can give them this gift of that reminder that you love them, that you think of them, even though you may think that you don't know them. What if I was to tell you a secret? That every one of us, we all agreed to come here at this time and do exactly what we are doing. And like I said before, we at times we kind of get influenced and take a few steps in a different path, a different road, and forget for a moment, for a little while, who we are. But that's okay. We come back to where we want to remember again and explore and discover why life is the way it is. As long as you pull out of your heart, out of that treasure that you have, that is called hope, and believe that as long as you pull something out of that treasure chest that you have inside of you that is good, you will explore that there is truth in everything that you do. And sometimes you gotta fall on your knees to remember. And then you get back up and try it again and again. And you can choose to save yourself and save many others by being honest. Even though you may be small and you may not know what that word means, ask a bigger child, a big girl, a big boy. What does that mean? And insist until they explain it to you, and say to them to show you, what does that mean? How can you be honest? By being honest, by saying the truth. And what does that mean? It means that if you feel like whenever you sit down and you have a plate of food and you've eaten plenty and your tummy feels full, are you going to continue eating the whole plate until you can't even breathe anymore? That means that you were a little bit honest with you because you felt when you were had plenty, but you decided to eat the whole plate of food. You could have saved some for later, but you chose to eat it all. And it might feel a little bit awkward. It feels funny when you eat too much. So, to love yourself in an honest way, it would mean to only eat enough. That way, you don't feel like that, where you can't even breathe. And when you eat, you should just focus on enjoying that delicious food that you got prepared by somebody. But somebody that with loving hands and a loving heart prepared that food. And food is prepared with love. Guess why? Because that's how you nurture your body. And when somebody does something with love, it tastes so good. And by tasting so good, you say thank you. Even if with your thoughts, you can say thank you for preparing this delicious food. What would happen if you did not have food? What would happen if you woke up in the morning and you would look around and there would be no food? Can you imagine that? What would happen if you had not one person that would say to you, I love you? But you know that it is the right thing to say to somebody, I love you. So you can go ahead and be an example and be a big boy or a big girl and say, I love you. I have made this games with my one of my children that we go to a place and there is so many people there. And we've done different things to show them how much we are thinking of them, how we are taking them into account. And guess what? Whenever we left that place, those people would be, you could see them how we changed them. They would be smiling. Many times it was groups of people that they did not even know each other. How can you do things to make them and start talking to each other and getting to know each other? As time went by, I found out, and I was told this. We worked together, but when you came around, you started doing something and we started talking. We didn't know each other. We did not know of each other. We were so focused on that thing that's called working. And for a little while, you made us stop and share a little bit. You did this or you brought this and you shared with us. And we started talking and sharing. And you know, in different countries, they cook different food. What would happen if you go to a different restaurant that you don't know? But because you don't know it, you're going to say, I don't want to go to that restaurant. That is trusting and hoping that that's going to be yummy. That's called discovering and exploring But there is so many things out there to explore, to enjoy about other cultures. And what do you think about those people? Do you think they are part of your family? They can be part of your family? You can make that choice by looking at them as if they are your family. But start feeling it inside of you and trust in you and hope that something good is being done in your heart by doing the right thing and loving them and letting them know inside of your big, rich treasure chest that you have in that heart of yours because it's so big. It's as big as the universe. For you to fit one more person in, or as many people as you want, and give them as much love as you want. And you keep a lot of love for yourself too. Keep your heart full and say how much you love yourself. You can give yourself a hug. Take your arms and hug your body or your leg. And the big children, like I am a big girl and a little girl when I choose to. I choose to give my mind good nutrition by reading something different, by going to learn different things. And then my mind is so happy and it allows my heart to be happier. And I say happier because I choose to be a happy girl all the time. And sometimes I want to be so much extra happier, like I am here today. Do you know that the trees love you? All those trees that have fruit, they love us so much. They give us those delicious fruit. All those plants, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the bananas, the oranges, the mangoes, the kiwis. You see how much they love us? Because they give us that beautiful, delicious fruit for us to enjoy. And what would happen if they were to be gone? You see why we should try and save this universe by being love, by loving everything that is. And with love, you can cure and heal everything because not everybody is or has a beautiful mind and a beautiful brain and a beautiful spirit inside, full of love as you are, as I am. That's why I am making this video. That's why I am choosing to be here and putting this time and loving you, making this video because a new world is born now for all those people that want to be loved, for all those people that choose to be loved and share with people that want to, that can learn to be loved. Because this universe is going to be only for people that are a big family, that want to be part of a big family of love, in peace, in that beautiful light that feels inside of you that is called love, truth, hope. And a lot of big girls and boys have gone through a lot of things. But when you choose to be loved for yourself, you can let go of those other things that are not positive and you can start all over again. And you can choose to say, today I will begin to be born in love and start taking out everything that it's not. that every time you eat a fruit, vegetable, say, this fruit and this vegetable loves me because I am here eating it and it's gonna give me good nutrition. Every time you think of something positive, think this love, this hope loves me because that's what my mind is thinking about. It's like a seed you put in your mind. You plant love, a big tree of love is gonna be born. And many, many more trees of love are gonna be born. And if you choose to be loyal to yourself, if you're a big boy or a big girl, that's what you're gonna be giving yourself loyalty. And you can teach and help that partner, that child to be loved and be loyal to you and to themselves. So we're gonna have a lot of trees of loyalty growing everywhere, and the world's gonna be brighter and brighter. How about if we go out in the afternoon as the sun goes down and choose to look at the sun and see that sky? What is that sky gonna show you? Is it gonna show you love with all the beautiful colors, with clouds? As the sun goes down, starts changing from yellow to orange. And the day is starting to say goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow. And it will be a better tomorrow because you can choose tomorrow to be better by you being better than ever, by being a child, whether you're 80 years of age or not, whether you live alone or not. I'm going to share a story with you of this one little girl. When she was little, she had many brothers and many sisters. As she grew up, one day she was thinking how many brothers and how many sisters she had. And she realized that she only had four brothers and four sisters alive. And she learned that there were many more, but they did not get to be born because some things happened. And she felt sad for a little bit because she thought about what could have happened for all those other children that were her brothers and her sisters that were not able to be born. And then one day she decided that she was going to love the ones that she had alive. And there was one sister that she lost because she was taken far away. And she started looking around until one day she got this message about where her sister was. But the sister, she was so sad. And she found out that she had been taken away. And she did not want to know about that girl. And it was sad for her to hear that her sister did not want to know about her. But she loved herself so much and she said, okay, I understand why you don't want to know about me. So I wish you the best and I wish you happiness. And she still thinks about that sister that's far away, so far away. But every time she thinks about her sister, she thinks of her with love and wishes her a lot of love. And she also thinks about those brothers and sisters that did not make it. But now she thinks about those brothers and sisters that did not make it because she knows that they are here in the spirit. That those brothers and sisters are here close to her. very close, and they're never gonna leave her side. And she heard the story about this one baby that died very little. There's this thing that they call SIDS, SIDS. It's a syndrome of children that they die when they are asleep. Sometimes things happen and that baby is put in bed and that baby turns in such a way that they're not able to breathe and they end up dying. So that baby is near that girl all the time. It's that beautiful spirit. And that girl thinks of that baby every now and then and remembers that she was almost a sister of hers too. But even though her body did not make it because it died, that spirit's still around. That spirit, it's thought of and it's loved because for one little time, that baby came in a body and lived for a little bit. And I guess that's something that happened, that was not able to continue breathing in their sleep and they died. Many children die like that. But only the body dies, but the spirit's still around. Because guess what? The spirit never dies. If you choose to always live and allow that spirit to do the right thing, to be a loving spirit, to always hope that you can make it, that you are so strong, that you are so powerful, to always be doing good things, positive things. You see, children may not understand this, little boys and girls, but the big boys and girls are going to understand this. A spirit has two parts. When it comes into a body, it has two parts to them. One is called electricity, okay? Another one is called another name. But if you can think of the electricity, how it makes the light bulb turn on and keep light around. This other part of you is 10 times the electricity. And it makes the spirit in a body be those two parts. That one, just to make it simple for you, the one that is electricity, that gives light, but this other part that is so strong, that's 10 times that electricity. And as a man is electricity, the woman is this other part that's 10 times that electricity. So it's a perfect couple that's coming together. The electricity with the other 10 times that electricity that makes the couple, that makes that love partner, that mom and that dad, the perfect partner, the perfect couple to be one unit, to have a family with children, with animals, with pets, with a garden, with a house, that makes it a perfect life, perfect spirits living in a perfect world. And that is what I desire the most, to have every man and every woman be in that spirit of that perfect existence, in that essence, to choose love, to be loving light for everything. If you want a partner, a love partner, you want a boyfriend, you want to be married one day, have a perfect, beautiful husband, a beautiful wife, right now is the time that you can choose to be loving light for yourself, because that person is going to see you at the right time and see what a beautiful love you are, what a beautiful light you have inside of you that comes outside of you, and you have a happy, loving spirit and want to be part of you and leave behind those other things that are not, that make that treasure chest inside of you be smaller, like jealousy and envy and resentment, wanting to control things. When you know exactly that you are that perfect, loving light, that electricity, that 10 times electricity in you, you make everything be perfect in you, and everything that you are, as you are part of everybody, everybody is part of you, that big family. So you don't have to feel those things that are negative. You are a perfect, rich, the richest treasure chest in the whole universe. You can create your days and choose your eyes to be open and see all the beautiful things that surround you, and be love and enjoy everything around, and create your day and enjoy everything. But it starts with the truth of you knowing that you are so sure, so secure of yourself, that you have everything inside of you, and the only one that can control it, it's you. Because right now is the time to say something. Not everybody is going to choose to be a loving light right now, and they may need your help by you being understanding. That is another beautiful thing in you, to be understanding with those people that are not ready, and they may not be all ready. Some are not going to be ready, because guess what? Because sometime before today, they gave up. They gave up on thinking, on knowing that they were so perfect, that they could have chosen to keep trying harder and harder to be love, to be loving light, because that's what keeps the spirit in that body and being complete. And some people, like one story that's called, a story in the Bible about a man that was sold for a little bit of change, and he was betrayed. Betrayal, it's one thing, one feeling that somebody allowed himself to feel about this man called Jesus. And then later on, he realized that it did not make him feel good to have taken that money to turn to betray Jesus. And that's what a lot of strange things are around. Some are called entities, negative, sad entities, because they're empty. They go around making promises and trying to give you and say to you that they're going to give you everything you want or something that you want. They'll give you a car, they'll give you a house. If you do something that it's not positive. And in the process, some people have sold their soul They have sold SOLD, their SOUL. They have sold their soul. So by selling the soul, that person no longer has that spirit in them, in that body. So they go around doing things that are not loving light. But the ones that we are still loving light, we can choose and be loving light and save this earth from those that have sold their souls, that gave up. And I love to say that I am in love with being loving light. And I have had many of those people around trying to push me, trying to bully me. And I let them bully me, and I let them think that they were pushing me around, and I let them think that they were bullying me. And quite a few times I defended myself in so many ways, and that is for another day to share those stories. But I can share with you one story right now. When I was about 16 years of age, I was in this river and it had a bridge that went into the water. And I was at the end of that bridge, and this big boy was coming like a bull trying to throw me in the water. And I was skinny. I was not very big. He was like twice my size. And I know that somebody put him to do that. His name was Billy. I remember that. When he was coming over to me, I have I'm trying to think how was it that something came over me and I ended up putting my foot on his chest or tummy and my arms on his shoulders, and I fell on my back, and my legs were the ones that pushed him in the water. And I still, every now and then, I think, how was I able to do that? And guess what? From that day on, those, that group, because it was a group of three that were picking on me and they were bullying me, they stopped bullying me. But I did a couple other things to the other two. But you see, as little as I was, because they were boys and they were much bigger than me and smarter than me. But I found out that with what I did, not letting them push me around, I ended up stopping them from bullying me. And even though they did those things to me back then, I don't resent them because that allowed me to explore and discover that I was little, but I was so big and strong inside. And so I was able to think instantly on how to defend myself. And many other times I was picked on, but now I don't have to touch anybody to defend myself because there will be people that are going to test you. But I always chose to be loving light. I always chose to love. I always chose to let go of resentment and not hold that resentment. Especially today, I have allowed myself to make the choice that I will not ever hold any resentment or remember any of those people with nothing negative. And I thank them very much because they taught me what they did, all those people. It was to show me that I was strong, that I was so strong, that I was, and I am very smart, and that I have a battery inside of me so big that makes me super strong and always filling myself up with love. And that's what I choose, to be love. You see, you see this? Do you know that the deer come here at nighttime? And this is what they like to eat. It took me a long time to know that this was an acorn. It took me quite a few years. It's been since I found out that these are the acorns that the deer like to eat. You see, our heart likes to eat as well. And our heart can be fed love and light. And that's how I intend on feeding my heart, my brain, and my body, by being love and light. So I'm going to leave you now. And I send you a lot of loving light because all of you, every one of you, are my family. And you may think that I don't know you. I do know you. I've been discovering so many beautiful things. Every one of you are part of my family. And every one of you, not every one of you, is going to choose to be loving light. And even the ones that are not loving light, and even though you have sold your souls, I let you go with loving light. And this earth is for the loving light people, for the people that choose to be love and love life and nature, this beautiful Mother Nature, and love this universe because this universe is ours, of the people that are light. And we are so rich, and we can have everything we want at the right time. We have been created and we have agreed to come to this world to be love and be light. And some of you gave up along the way. And some of you may think that you don't have a chance, but you do. As long as you have that soul, you will learn. You can learn how to be love and light for yourself and save yourself. And then you can help this earth.